Are we about to get a breakthrough with the Marcus Rashford transfer saga? Reports in Spain, significant reports in Spain from a big publication over there, have said there is movement and maybe a compromise is on the agenda with Marcus Rashford's wages. We will see. I'm going into all the report of that. Christopher Nkunku talk has gathered momentum overnight. Florian Plettenberg and Fabrizio Romano both having their say on that situation and where we're at with that, how that has actually developed. There are other rumours about transfer targets Manchester United are going for, and this big push to support Ruben Amorim in the summer, not January but the summer. I'm going to go through the realistic ones on them and what have been said, because there's a few there that just are way out there. I'm going to explain why United don't stand a chance of getting players that everybody feels that United should be getting as well. We're going to get you all the updates, and we're going to talk a little bit about what is going to be happening this weekend. Do United fans just have to accept that we're going to struggle in every single game now? Should we just let that settle in and just accept that we are going to be up against it in every single game, no matter who we play, and that will help us. It will help our mindset anyway. It will help us get through these last few months of the season. We'll talk about that a little bit at the end, but we are hitting all of your transfer news and everything that's going on. Obviously, we are, 9 days away, coming up to the last week of the transfer window. It is getting a little bit tense. In fact, no, it's 8 days away now from the end of the transfer window. I correct myself on that one. So, what is happening? The big names, obviously, Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, Casemiro for leaving Manchester United. In terms of targets coming in, it's Patrick Dorgu, possibly Christopher Nkunku, and they are the latest in terms of on everybody's lips and where the transfer rumour mill is taking us. And speculation-wise, we're talking Marcus Rashford first of all today. I say speculation. Mundo Deportivo, big publication over in Spain, have come out with a story this morning stating that Marcus Rashford has told his representatives to inform Deco, the director at Barcelona, that he is willing to take a pay cut to move to Barcelona. Now, you can look at that story and say that may be made up, that may be fabricated, that may have just been made up because of everything that's going on right now. But when you look at everything that's going on right now, and you look at how this has developed, we're seeing that Dortmund are out the race, AC Milan are out the race. We're seeing that Napoli have dropped, Juventus have dropped. No one in France can afford him. He's not going to move to Saudi Arabia. Right now, Marcus Rashford's career hangs in the balance. We said it on Thursday in the Rangers game. Marcus Rashford's fully back in training. And no matter what the PR spin was, what The Athletic and David Ornstein said, yes, David Ornstein of The Athletic, one of the most reliable sources that there is out there in the journalist world, said that Marcus Rashford is 100% ready to go back in training. Everything is alright. He's got no issue with Ruben Amorim. It counts for absolutely nothing because Ruben Amorim has got a problem with him. He didn't put him on the bench even though he was missing 2 of his possible allocation of substitutes for the game against Rangers on Thursday. So he didn't fill his allocation of players he could take to the game. Even though Rashford was fit, he would still have Anthony on the pitch ahead of him who was already gone. We said all that in the week. So Ruben has made his point very, very clear, I think. Get him out. When asked about it in the press conference, we talked about it yesterday. And yesterday, Ruben Amorim said, look, we're not going to talk about it yet. We have 8 days left of the transfer window. That was on Thursday, actually, in the press conference. But obviously, it's embargoed for yesterday. So when he's saying that, he's made it very, very clear. Look, he's made this point about not picking players that are not right for this team. He has said what he wants to about Marcus Rashford in publications and in press conferences as well. He has talked the talk and walked the walk because Rashford hasn't featured for 11 straight games. There is no compromise with Rashford and Amorim. It's now time to move forward. Move back to when Marcus Rashford apparently said there's a deadline for Barcelona to come back to him with the possibility of making this move happen. And now Rashford, like we've just said then in the opening to the video, is that he is now in a position where there is nowhere else to go. There is only one club that actively wants him right now, but will only take him if he takes a pay cut. And then we get the stories today from Mundo Deportivo from Spain that this is now possibly something that could happen. And Marcus Rashford could take a pay cut from what he is on right at the moment. So, when you look at it from Rashford's side, from Ruben's side, from Barcelona's side, that's your triangle right there. They're the issues that have to all align. Now, Ruben's made his point. He does not care. Go. So, no problem with Marcus Rashford leaving United. Ruben's done. So then you move to Marcus Rashford. It's up to him. He knows no one else wants him. He knows no one else is willing to take a chance on him because of what he wants. His only move that he ever wanted seems like it's Barcelona. for his ego or whatever. And now they're saying that you have to take a pay cut. They're struggling to move players on. Ansu Fati does not want to move. He's told Hansi Flick that he doesn't want to move in January, which would scupper Manchester United moving Marcus Rashford on. Then you're looking at Garcia as the other possible outgoing at Barcelona, and Frenkie de Jong and Araujo. Araujo's just signed a new contract. Frenkie de Jong, no one can afford him. Garcia actually scored in the Champions League this week. So when you look at everything that's happening right now, the players that are in play, the players that are in play here right now, everything that's already developed, there's only going to be one person here to actually move this deal forward from where it is right now. Because if INEOS are going to take that stance that they have with Antony, and credit to them, they've got a cracking little deal in terms of loan for getting Antony out of the door. That I think is important to remember in this, in all of the chaos and things that are going wrong with INEOS at the moment. They did get a good deal out of that Antony loan. The fact that we could actually come away with making a profit off of Antony going away on loan is miraculous, to say the least. But that's how the finances and how this deal is structured to be working. There is a very, very good chance that United could actually make money off Antony's loan move. Honestly, we can go into the details of it if you want, but just so you know, like, that's what the deal is. It's actually really good. So just to use that as an example again, in terms of they are going to stand firm in terms of teams wanting to loan out players from Manchester United. If you're going to loan a first team player, don't forget, we weren't for loaning any players in the summer from the first team. No one. Only academy players were going out on loan. The first team stance was no loans at all for first team players. Obviously Antony has gone, and we have seen the first example of what a first team player going out on loan is going to look like structure wise with wages and how the deal moves. So this is the example. So if this is going to be the case with INEOS and how they're going to do it, they are reluctantly going to say no. We are not going to allow another club to come and benefit off us and take a player on these wages that we're having to subsidise so much. They will pay a part of Rashford's wages, quite clearly, because they're doing a little bit of Antony's, and that's